I don't know why it took me moving to a new apartment to realize that like 50% of my frustrations with my home could have been easily fixed. Little friction removers that I didn't consciously notice on a daily basis, but were things that were unconsciously, and some of them consciously, annoying me every single day of my life. This move taught me something really important. I've spent years trying to grow through discipline and hard work and motivation and consistency, when what has ended up making my life easier has been growing through ease, finding little ways to make my day-to-day life easier, which then increases my everyday energy because I'm not annoyed and frustrated at a bunch of things when I'm doing them, which allows me to then work on things that actually help me grow because I have more time and more energy to do them. So today we're going to talk about that. Incremental upgrades, what they mean, what they are, and how they can make your life better. If we haven't met yet, my name is Isabel, and on this channel, we talk all about embracing your weird in order to build a better brand, business, and life. So let's go. While planning our move, one of the things that we ended up discussing and then buying was a dishwasher. And yes, I know that doesn't sound like a huge deal, especially if you're in the US where a lot of houses have them. However, where I live, it's not really common to have a dishwasher in your house. And I've been hand washing dishes for almost a decade now. I was kind of done with it, especially this year in particular, where I was going through burnout and I was just too tired to do dishes a lot of the days. This dishwasher has become a game changer. Now, granted, a dishwasher is a little bit of a bigger investment than an easy 5-minute fix, but the point of this is that one single thing, the dishwasher, has saved me so much time and energy every single day, not only because it washes the dishes for me, which of course I love and is awesome, but also because it helps me keep my kitchen cleaner because the dishes don't pile up, but also because I'm motivated to wash things like pots and pans that I can't put in the dishwasher faster because I don't have to wash every other thing first. It's also given me my time back. So even though it's one upgrade that has made my life infinitely easier, and I've only been in this house for about 2 weeks now. Another thing that we did, and we didn't actually do this, kind of came with the apartment already built, but there's a specific shelf to put your microwave. In our previous apartment, we just had it on the counter, and it was right in front of the only plug in the entire kitchen. And so of course, every time that we needed to plug something else in, another appliance or something, we would have to move the microwave out of the way to plug it in, to push it back. And it was very, very annoying, on top of the fact that it was taking up valuable counter space because our kitchen was smaller. Now we have a dedicated place for it. This is an incremental upgrade. It sounds silly, but not having to move the microwave out of the way every single time I want to plug something in, because one, the microwave has a dedicated spot, but two, this kitchen actually has 3 plugs instead of 1, is a game changer. Again, it's not a huge thing, it's a very tiny detail, but it does change your life. And the silliest thing probably is the fact that in our previous apartment, we had a pull-out, like spice rack type situation thing. So it was as tall as a cabinet, it had 2 shelves, and you pulled it out. And it was okay. But in this kitchen, I have a drawer right underneath the stove. And now I put all of my spices flat in that drawer. I'll post a picture here of what it looks like. Now here's the thing. I'm love, and I know that eventually I'm gonna get to the Pinterest perfect level of something like this, where like all the jars are the same and they're labeled and they look beautiful. But the reason I wanted to put this example in here is because I wanted to prove that it doesn't have to be something that you buy. It doesn't have to be something that you're spending money on. In this case, the incremental upgrade is the fact that I have my spices right underneath my stove so I can use them while I'm cooking if I want to, but also I can see them all at once. Before they were standing up and you couldn't see the sides, and so I would have to like pull out each one to figure out what spice it was and find the spice that I wanted. And I don't need to do that anymore. And the other reason I wanted to point this out is because yes, there is a Pinterest perfect version of this. And currently I have this version that I didn't spend any money on, right? But that is an incremental upgrade. Just putting them in a drawer that is different and easier to use than what I had before is an incremental upgrade, because an incremental upgrade doesn't have to cost money. And that is one of the key things that I want to acknowledge here. Here's what I've noticed. A lot of us live with daily frustrations that we just kind of get used to. We're annoyed and they annoy us, but there's a few reasons we don't change them, right? So reason number one is that we normalize frustration. We just think this is the way it's always been, this is the way it's supposed to be. And we don't really take a moment to think and just ponder if there might be a different solution. In the kitchen of our previous apartment, maybe I could have found a better way to put the spices. I could have installed a small shelf and just raised the microwave so that it was on top of the plug, and then got back my counter space, got back access to the plug. And one single shelf isn't a very expensive thing to get. And so why did I never do this? Because we normalize the things that we're annoyed by. We normalize the things that we're frustrated by. And when we normalize them, we stop noticing them consciously, but subconsciously, they're still affecting us. Reason number two is that we think small upgrades or small improvements don't work. When someone imagines their ideal life, they're thinking of like the perfect kitchen with the perfect countertop, with the perfect everything, or the perfect bedroom, or the perfect office space, right? And because we have this end goal really clear in our mind, we don't actually take the time to realize that there could be 80 different steps between now and that end goal. And so we think, oh, I'll fix that later. Or at some point I'll save up to, redesign the entire kitchen. I know I'm going with kitchen examples here, but just go with it. This can apply to any level of your life or any area of your life. But we think we have to remodel the entire kitchen, and that feels huge and it feels expensive and it feels, like hard work. And so we never do it, because we don't value the fact that maybe just buying an organizer for our cutlery or a second shelf for our microwave or something tiny like that can make a difference in our lives, a very significant difference. Also, when we start to improve these things from a mindset perspective, we make our lives easier. Your brain is accustomed to adapting to the life that you live. And so if you are here, and this is, let's say your end goal is here, but you improved this much, this is your new baseline. This is the new level that your brain is going to be like, oh yeah, this is great. And when this is your new baseline, then it's easier to go to the next level and easier to go to the next level. And eventually you'll get to the level that you want. But going incrementally is a lot better than going one to the end goal. I mean, if you have the money, the time, and energy to do from A to Z immediately, then go ahead, and that's awesome. But for a lot of us, we forget the power of small improvements. And then reason number three, I kind of mentioned in the intro, which is the fact that we're always trying to grow through pressure. We're trying to grow through discipline. We're trying to grow through consistency and forcing ourselves to do the things that we keep saying we want to do, instead of focusing on growing through ease. When you get rid of these little annoyances, you have more time, you have more energy to do the things that you want to do. Because now, let's say you decluttered your cabinets. Now you have easy access to everything that you're grabbing, everything that you need, instead of having to move 3 things around to get to the thing that's in the back, right? Now, decluttering is a completely free task to do, but it makes your life easier. And when you're not having to move 3 things around to get to the thing in the back, you're saving time. And I know it sounds like, oh, that's just a few seconds, but a few seconds a day, multiple times a day, turns into a few minutes, and a few minutes a day turns into hours, and hours turn into days, and days turn into weeks. Not to mention, from, again, a brain perspective, every single time a task is a little bit harder than it should be, that takes a little bit more of our executive functioning, that takes a little bit more of our energy. Now, I want you to do a little exercise today with me. It's an incremental upgrade audit. And I actually did this before we moved because we had a little bit of money to invest in making our new home as close as possible to what we wanted, right? Now, we didn't do everything that we wanted to do or everything that we imagined at once, but there were things that we were able to prioritize. But this all started with an incremental upgrade audit. And it just takes walking around your house and writing down anything that annoys you. And also being present during your day-to-day in your house and seeing what things annoy you. Now, again, I'm going with a house example, right? This doesn't have to be a house. This could be your job. This could be your car. This could be your habits. This could be how you use social media. Just look and feel and listen and notice to what are the things that are annoying you. Now, I'm giving the house example because the house is tangible, so it's a little bit easier to do at first if you're not used to doing this, because you can literally see the things. Whereas social media and how you use it is a little more intangible, and so it can be a little bit harder to understand what is annoying you about it. Going back to the house example, you notice 50 things that annoy you on a daily basis. Now what I want you to do is divide these things into things that cost money to change and things that just cost your time or your energy to change. And this week, I want to challenge you, and please post it in the comments so I can keep you accountable, to pick one of the things from the time and energy list that you can change this week. That might be moving a cabinet around, that might be organizing your junk drawer, that might be, I don't know, hanging a command hook for your keys, or putting your keys with your wallet. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, do it this week and notice how much that tiny change creates a difference in your life. Because then you'll keep moving through these incremental upgrades. You'll be motivated to keep doing them and keep chasing them. And that is how we get to the next level. The reason for dividing the list is because I don't want an I can't afford it right now to be the reason that you don't start doing incremental upgrades. That's why we're looking at the free ones first, right? The ones that only take time and energy. But if you do have access to some money right now, then take a look at the other list and see what things you can get done this week. And if there's a bigger one, like let's say buying a new refrigerator or buying a new sofa, which is something a little bit more expensive, then those things, I want you to start saving up for them so that eventually you can do them. You might not be able to do them right now, but you can do a whole lot of other stuff and you can start saving up for those bigger things. Now, during an audit, what are the kinds of questions you can ask? You can ask yourself, what is something small that annoys me every day? What is something that I keep saying I'm gonna fix but don't? You could ask, what task am I avoiding, or what thing am I avoiding because it annoys me to think of everything I have to do to get it? Like, it bothers me, overwhelms me. What are the places where I naturally drop certain things? So I'll give you an example. I always drop my purse on the first flat surface that I find in my home. So in our last home, that was the kitchen counter, because you walked in and the kitchen was like right there, which meant that my purse was always on the kitchen counter, which bothered me to no end. I could have easily hung up a hook next to the door where I could just hang my purse and it wouldn't have lived on the kitchen counter anymore. But I never did. So in this house, we actually wanted to design a closet for the entryway. And one of the things that went into that closet was a space to put my purse. So now I walk in the door, and because this closet is right next to the entryway, I open it and I put my purse in there and I close the door. Now I don't see the clutter of my purse. Now it's not on taking up valuable counter space or on my dining room table or anywhere. It has a home, it has a place. That's another question that you can ask. If there's anything I want you to take away from this video, is the growing through ease mindset. Easy isn't lazy. Easy just means giving yourself the capacity to do more things by making your life easier. And at the end of the day, isn't that what we all want, to make our lives easier? Now, I do have a whole video on what an incremental upgrade exactly is, though I think I did explain in this video how they work and how you can apply them, where they come from. So I will link that down in the description if you want to learn more about incremental upgrades. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and also leave in the comments that one thing that you're gonna remove the friction of in your home this week, or in any area of your life this week. But yeah, please like and subscribe. I make new videos like this every single Friday, and your subscription really helps this channel grow and videos like this reach more people. Until then, stay wild, stay weird, and I'll see you in the next one.